everyone, welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you for tuning in today. Welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings for today. Special day. It is February 22nd, 2021. So there's a lot of twos. Twos are about partnerships. Twos are about connection, right? And that's really beautifully romantic. We are presently in the season of Pisces. And Pisces is all about love and emotion and, you know, that vulnerability, that expression of, well, they are so romantic. And so if you're feeling that way a little bit more today, there's a good reason for it. And I welcome it, you know, and this is love connections of all kinds. So any kind of connection or romantic or otherwise you've had that real deep love and just resonance with is what these readings are for. So for those that are new, my format is that I pick a featured sun sign every day, and then I pick a highlighted, which means I read 3 specific main categories under the overall energies for the day and hence month, the remainder of the month. We're doing mid-months. The second is the possible blessings or obstacles. The third is the finances. And then I read the oracle divinations for 3 different ones that would pertain to every single Sagittarius, because that's the featured sign for today, and all of their connections, okay? So everybody gets a message, and it's in there for you. You know, sometimes it's really obvious, and you connect immediately, and sometimes it takes a day or so, and then you go, ah, that's right. That's what that delicious oracle message was about. So hopefully that'll happen for you. But so today, as I said, is February 22nd, 2021. It is a Monday. It is the mid-month readings. I've gone around the wheel once, and this is my second time. And then at the end of the month, and this is a shorter month, being February, I'll do bonus readings that come up. So the last Sagittarius featured readings I did was Sagittarius and I believe it was Aquarius, and then it was Sagittarius and Gemini. And oh my gosh, I looked and I'm so sorry. I feel like I missed it at the beginning of January. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I like Sagittarius so much, and I always say this. I have this affinity, you know, it has to do with my chart. I understand that, but I'll simplify it. I mean, they're going to be people that we resonate with in our life, and they're going to be a part of our life. They're going to keep coming in our signs. And you can check it out. You can do your own due diligence. But I did this later on after studying astrology and compatibility and everything, and then I started delving deeper. And I'll be darned if I don't have so many associations with Sagittarius. But I do have fire in my chart. So there's that compatibility right off the bat. Also, we had the moon go into Aries. So that's really good for you right now, Sagittarius. And that's your fellow fire sign. So Sagittarius is so full of life and optimism and just motivation, spirit, positivity. You know, they have these ideals, they're a mutable sign, they're very adaptable. So, you know, they're open to so many different avenues and possibilities. They love higher learning on all different topics, including astrology. The more obscure, the better in their mind. They tend to also very much gravitate, I find, a lot towards law and justice, because they are absolutely about that, and truth and truth seeking. And, you know, striving for that on a holistic and, you know, like the whole world aspect. So the fact that we have majority of planets right now in the air sign of Aquarius is very, very positive for the fire sign, because they work so well together, the air and the fire elements. And so many times I see connections and romantically and otherwise with fire and air. Of course, fire, and especially Sagittarius, gets along with basically everybody. They're just that kind of person. And they're freedom-seeking, you know, and they love friendships, and they're long-lasting friendships, you know. You have a true friend in a Sagittarius, and they're ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is a very, very beautiful, benevolent planet that we get to have in our sign every 12 years. So right now it's in the sign of Aquarius. And once again, that's a good angle and a good, as they call, trine to Sagittarius, which makes things just easier. You know, and like I said, we can get along and work through anything. We're always going to have challenges, and but this is just better all the way around. So this year is going to open up opportunities, and even more so than normal for you, Sagittarius. But you're going to work hard towards it. You're going to put that, shoot that arrow in the direction, and you will achieve that. And yes, we have finished the Mercury retrograde also. That was in Aquarius. So that feels good, but it's still, the dust is still clearing. And as the weeks go forward, more information that may have been held back or you were waiting on or there was confusion about is going to be more clear and clarified and completed, which personally I'm extremely grateful to be feeling, because as a fellow air sign myself, it's been very, very interesting and it's kept me on my toes. But I have faith, you know, everything works the way it needs to. And when I really let that go and believe that, that's exactly when it happens the most. So hopefully you can relate to that. I didn't pick your highlighted yet, Sagittarius. I want to see what Spirit specifically has in mind for you now. And what I find so funny, I have to say it, is as much as I love Sagittarius, and I've said it many times, you're the least, I have the least followers of Sagittarius. I'm like, what? Isn't that ironic? Hopefully that won't continue that way. I mean, I certainly have Sagittarians that follow, but you have Taurus. We're going to go with it. It's interesting. It's just not at all anything I've expressed about the wonderful positive energy and the opening of things that are happening for you because of being in predominant air energies now versus earth. But I like the Taurus for you. I like it a lot because it does ground you. Taurus happens to be the sign that Uranus is in now for a few more years till 2026. So Uranus is about that freedom and that non-constrictive energy, right? And just thinking, you know, innovative ways and initiating things and being inventive, you know, and being the pioneer of ideas, and whether it be medicine or predominantly technology, which is still just growing and is going to be utilized by the billions of people, you know, across the planet, and that's exciting. And yet Taurus is about conservative and grounded and constricted kind of, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to go out of the bounds too much. I like a routine. I like to know what's happening ahead of me. I like to be pragmatic and steadfast, which is all the things they are. They're very sensual. They love natural things, including their health and ways to continue that. But Taurus is ruled by Venus. So Venus is the planet of love and beauty and magic and all the senses, and aesthetically having the luxury and the materialistic thing. Materialistic? There we go. I almost finished with Mercury retrograde's effect, but not quite. They love all the materialistic things that they can get by working hard and achieving what they do. And they do. They work hard and they're dedicated and extremely loyal. So I love this connection for the mere fact that they're real and authentic in many ways, and that's something that's very appealing to Sagittarius. They want that. You know, they themselves can be so brutally honest at times. You're like, whoa, could you, don't sugarcoat it or anything, you know. Just say it like you feel it. I love that, though. I really do. And you know they have the best of intentions. They really do. They're very caring, and they're just good peeps. Peeps? Well, you can tell I've been through a little bit, right? But I feel this sense of just surrendering lately. And one more thing to add before I start reading the messages for this beautiful highlighted connection is that I have noticed there's these, what are they called, thumbnails that show the picture of me, and every single one, unbeknownst to me, there's 2 or 3 I get to pick from. My hands are this way or they're that way, and I'm thinking, do I use them that much? I use them as a massage therapist. I just had no idea. So forgive me for the theatrics and drama. It's just a part of who I am, and I'm just shocked every time I go to pick one, and I have not much of a variety, but with hands all over the place. So I'm going to be conscious about that today. And still be me, right? Gotta be me. No apologies. But let's read the messages, because the last thing I'll say about Taurus is, well, I did. They're a fixed sign, so they're pretty stubborn about specific things that they have ideas about. Their, you know, the thoughts that they've believed, their beliefs, their ideology type of, you know, they don't want to really change that much. But I have a feeling that the Sagittarius would be the one to make that happen. If anybody could, it would be a Sagittarius, and for all the right reasons. So the first card, as I mentioned, is the overall energy for the 2 of you for today and then onwards, because, you know, energies last and They may, like I said, you may feel it immediately or you may not for a while. But you have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, first of all, I love this deck. I brought it back out again, and I have a brand new one for March. But this is the Queen of Tarot decks. And it's all about the queens, because the queens have so much power and so much drive no matter what the queen is. They're the mature energy. They've been through a lot. They understand more than the princes and the pages, of course, or the knights. And the Pentacles is all about the earth energies. They're the Tauruses. They're the Virgos. They're the Capricorns. They're everything I said about, let's get down to the real reality of what's happening, what we can feel, see, touch, and what's tangible. They're not so much futuristic, they're more in the present. They deal with the day by day, whereas the Sagittarius is about what's happening out there. Like, I'm going there, right? And so it's an interesting combo, but it works. So the Queen of Pentacles, so much love, so much work and effort in just doing what they can to be their best, to help others, to create wealth for themselves, their families, those that they love. The queens represent the feminine duality in all of us, right? We all have it. And so in addition to the power that they have, and regardless of what element they are, they represent our intuition and our ability to recognize the heart of a matter, the real heart of a matter. So that's really beautiful. And I love the illustrations greatly on this. So the Queen, yeah, there's some really important things transpiring, things you've been thinking about, and the two of you are absolutely willing to go forward with, whether it be the relationship or some kind of a wonderful entrepreneurial endeavor, which I always think about when I'm associating Sagittarius. They tend to be very capable of that, as do Tauruses. So the two of you have something up your sleeve, and you're kind of waiting. You have the ideas, you have the inspiration, you have the spirit behind you, you have all the important emotional aspects, spiritual and so forth. And yeah, we have to wait for outside influences when it comes to loans and that sort of thing. So that's what I'm thinking is happening. I think it's good though. I think it's really good. And that you need to trust your intuition. If something isn't feeling right about it, you'll know and you will follow suit. You'll follow that, okay? And I know that about you. And that's important. But it's great, and I didn't mention it, but we had the retrograde, of course. And then March is going to be pretty clear as far as not having any personal planets, as they say, in retrograde, which is the Venus, the Mercury, the Mars, the ones that, they affect us a lot. The outer planets, they affect us, but they're slower moving and so forth, and maybe not as severe at times, depending on other issues, but yeah, the ones having them forward lets us go forward with our plans. What is the second category? Possible blessings or obstacles, Knight of Cups. Information about love, about your creativity, something that you're planning, something you're creating and wanting to manifest. Certainly in the category of love. We're in Pisces season. I told you, Pisces is all about love, and it really helps us to remind ourselves, no matter what else is happening, love is all empowering. Love will cure and heal, and that's another thing. Pisces is about healing. It's a very healing time. It's a time of mending, and you know, we already did the reuse with the Mercury retrograde. We maybe revisited things and situations and things that maybe weren't feeling right can now then be mended back to where they need to be. And then to top it off, you have the full moon on the 27th, this Saturday, in Virgo, and that's exactly what that's about. It's going to illuminate things. It's going to be that perfectionist that wants to make things right in a very solid, grounded, permanent way. And you might be very surprised what comes in for you, the gifts that can be brought with that. So answers are coming, and if they haven't already, you will absolutely, I feel incredibly positive for you. And I get insights, I do. I get wonderful messages, and I just bring them to you as a conduit. So good stuff. And of course the cups are the Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpios. You may be very entwined somehow in this relationship somehow with children, good friends, family, or somebody that's initiating and helping with this beautiful new idea and possible whole new life change, you know? It's that big. So I like that a lot. And then the final category is always the finances. Once again, you know, we need finances, their energy. We need them to feel secure and stable. And then if it isn't finances, it's about our health. Is our health our wealth now? Is that what we're focusing on? And if it is, please, by all means, do what you need to do. Go to get your checkups. Things are safer, you know. They're really good about it. I've had to do that myself. I have a pending surgery. So a lot of things to think about and consider and orchestrate. And I felt really comfortable. I felt fine, and I am fine with any kind of, you know, concerns about things I don't want to be concerned about, nor do you. So yeah, wealth, like I said, finances, and oh, the sun. Wow. Yes and yes. I don't need to say much more. The sun is generally the equivalent, and it depicts the sign of Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun. Leo is the vitality, like crazy as a fire sign. Also, you know, fellow fire sign to you, Sagittarius. So you're going to be feeling pretty amazingly good in all areas, as far as your finances, your wealth, your health. This represents all of that. Your relationships, things are brimming and they're bright. And by the way, the sun is out in most places. I'm sorry, it hasn't been in other areas and states, which I'm putting out prayers for every day. I always do. I send distant healing energy as a Reiki master practitioner, and I feel like the more of us, the merrier is my understanding and belief about that. So seeing it as whole and restored and renewed, and I think it's picking up as I speak in that way. This is great. You have a beautiful reading. There's nothing here to be concerned about, and just letting yourself allow and be patient, which sometimes fire signs have an issue with. I know, I have that myself. I have a Aries moon, so yeah, I find myself impulsive and times just like, oh, but I'm getting better all the time, because I know it doesn't really do us much good, right? Just kind of psychs you up a little bit. Fantastic. I pray and hope that you're feeling this right now, and that if you have not subscribed, that you will, just to support my channel, showing me the love, but also letting me know by commenting, because I'm very nosy and I like to know if these readings are really working and resonating with people, because a lot of people say yes, and that makes me happy, and I want to do it more. So then I'm going to read your oracle messages, okay? The oracle messages are really just sent from divine, you know, intervention that we always have happening. They're filled with wisdom and encouragement and love, of course. And this first one is the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. She's amazing. I love all her decks, but I've only seen, and I only have two, I should say. I haven't seen all of them, and I know she has a lot. And she will use them on her channel, so there's a plug for her, and I don't get anything for it. I just really appreciate and admire her as a spiritual leader. So you can check that out, or, you know, order these. This is a beautiful deck, and it's simple, but it says so much. So this is for all of the Sagittarians out there, and all of your connections. So if it's not the highlighted one that you were focused on today of a Taurus, let's see what message it might have otherwise. Mending. This came up a couple of days ago, but it's so perfect from what I said. Thank you, Spirit. It's very synchronistic, and I love that when that happens. Things that were kind of left open and just not completed, you know, or relationships that had some kind of a rift, or there was a lack of communication during the retrograde, or there was a misunderstanding. That's all being mended now, because it's just that easy. It's just, we send the wrong email, we make a wrong impression, you know, we say the wrong thing accidentally, and then we just have a chance to say, oh, I apologize, I really didn't mean that, and I have a lot of apologies to do, because, I mean, things just come out, and you don't want them to, but they do, and then you just say, oh, yeah, I didn't really mean to send you that email, and I really meant this, and you got all that. It's working in your favor now. Things move forward. You know, the retrogrades are actually our friends, because they let us sit and know that, okay, I'm not going to push forward right now, but I can double check things, and I can sit and relax and know that when this retrograde is finished and all is said and done, I can move forward in a way maybe better than before, because I had insight. It's an internal time. It's a, you know, a time of going inward. So I hope that that's happened and you find that to be the case for you, and that mending is not a problem whatsoever. Because I don't really see you in a lot of rifts, and they're short-lived. You don't get all caught up on that type of thing. It's number 52, which, by the way, I remember is the last one, because I only read this a couple days ago. The essential meanings: forgiveness, making amends, healing, and after arguments. The Oracle's message: each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us, without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. And I get that, and you may not even realize it, but it kind of builds up, and it just feels so good to release it. And now's the time. This keeps us chained up in the very things we need to heal. The pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. So, yeah, that's a simple thing, and if that is the case, which is only going to be a percentage of you, I can think of Sagittarians I have, and they're hot-headed a lot of times, and they mean no harm. So that'll all be handled, but I also know ones that I can't even imagine them having an argument, to be honest. So it just depends on what's going on. Obviously, there's too many scenarios to even name, but this is good. This is perfect, and that's what you want to hear. It's going to happen. The sun's on your side, man. That's all about mending. That's everything. It's like one of the most positive cards in the deck. So then we have this beautiful, which reminds me of you, the Motivation Manifesto deck, because it's all about motivation and inspiration and, innovation and positivity, which is what you represent, Sagittarius. So I like to pick it because it's just sometimes a short sentence or a long phrase, but it just really seems to help me to just have that little different perception. Yeah, that's the word. And I'm grateful for it. So I'm going to use these in the future again, but I do switch these around as well. Let's see what we have to say for what Spirit wants you to know about specifically today and onward. Beautiful Sagittarians. Oh, it's a long one. When we ready ourselves for our ultimate destiny, when we release our childish selfish needs and realign our priorities to those of the heart, we can finally reach those magnificent fields of human empathy, kindness, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, and courage. Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps, because that's everything that the Piscean energy exudes, and their ultimate highest energy in the season of Pisces that I mentioned. The empathy, the compassion, certainly forgiveness, generosity, and courage, which is what you are, Sagittarius, as well. So just letting go, when we want that ultimate destiny. And we'll know when that is. You may just toy with it for a while and think, it's not important and whatever, but then at some point you'll realize exactly what this says. And it's for all of us, but it's beautiful, it's like I said, it's sent from love. And just like, just to remind us of the things we know. But that's especially for you. So, and then I finished with the Super Attractor Manifestation message, which I call a mantra or an affirmation you can say over and over. This is the feeling that we need to bring our lives in the form and the way that we choose, right? Literally, we have that ability. And it is a co-creation. I understand that, and I know you do. However, your part of it is essential, and it has to be feeling the right good things. Feeling good will bring good in, okay? And I know we go through times, and I am definitely been going through it, where I'm not feeling that great, or I'm feeling sad, and I know that, and I have to feel through that, and then say, okay, that's done now. Let's get back to the good feeling stuff that I really am focused on and want. So that's really basically what it's about. And that's the law of attraction in a nutshell that you hear so much about. It doesn't have to be that complex, but it has to be genuine. It has to have those particular laws to it. Your message for all the beautiful Sagittarians, fiery, beautiful, passionate, adventurous, fun. Ooh, there's the red. There's your passion, boy. The fire's in you. You're willing to give that to others, ignite their inspirations. You love that. My super attractor power comes from how I feel, my faith and love, and the joy I put out. And that's exactly right. And when you put that out, you can bet your bottom dollar you're going to get that back. I saw my hands go up a little. But I love that, and I love that you would be here for even a moment. You know, come on back, Sagittarius. You know you want to. Come on now. I'll be curious to see. And, you know, share it. Push the notification bell if you want to know when I upload, because now that I'm back working, which is amazing, yeah, it comes in different times. It takes a while sometimes to upload. But I just appreciate any time that you devote, because time is important. You know, it's a valuable commodity. So honestly, take good care. You have amazing, amazing, beautiful energies that are helping you and guiding you in your love and in your life. So thank you again. Until next time. Bye for now.